Nurses, ito yung top 5 must-know topics na for sure lalabas this year sa board exam. Paano ko nasabi yon? Kasi guys, these are top 5 lifestyle diseases that causes death in the Philippines. So without further ado guys, let's jump to the topic. Again, remember guys, our heart, it needs blood din, diba? So ang ischemic heart diseases guys, just imagine lang, what if yung heart hindi na magkakaroon ng blood supply due to ischemia. Pag sinabing ischemia, guys, it's low blood supply dun sa certain part of the body. Okay? Ischemia, lack of blood supply sa muscle. Saang muscle yan, Nurse Resty? Sa heart. Because the heart is a muscle, right? So, ischemia due to fat blockage or nagkakaroon ng mga fat build-up dun sa mga blood vessels. Kaya nagkakaroon ng lack of blood supply. Ang tawag doon is atherosclerosis. No? So, less blood oxygen, nagkakaroon ng chest pain ang tao. At kapag complete naman yung blockage, it can lead to MI or myocardial infarction or heart attack. Okay? So, remember that. So, PNLE must know causes. So, number 1 is atherosclerosis. Alam natin yan, yung fat build-up. What else? Hypertension, diabetes, smoking, mataas na lipid levels in the blood, and also in the blood vessels, nagsistay sila doon. Obesity, sedentary lifestyle, stress, and family history of cardiovascular diseases or ischemic diseases. Diba? What else? So, tandaan nyo guys, what causes ischemia? So, ano ba yung number 1 na mga causes ng ischemia? We have fat, sugar, mataas na pressure, plus lifestyle, which is mga smoking, no, yung mga unhealthy lifestyle like smoking, sedentary, mahilig ka sa mga fast food. This will contribute to heart attack risk or pwede rin ischemic heart diseases. Okay? So tandaan yan. What are the common symptoms of ischemic heart diseases? Number 1 is tinatawag siya guys na stable angina. Ang pinagkaiba nila guys ni unstable angina, di ba dalawa yan? Stable and unstable angina. The chest pain sa stable angina, stable tayo, the chest pain is during activity. So sumasakit yung heart or yung chest kapag may ginagawa. Pero it is relieved by rest. Nare-relieve siya sa pahinga. And also, it is being relieved by nitroglycerin. Yan yung sa stable angina. Pero pag sa unstable naman guys, remember, unstable is not relieved by rest, and not by nitroglycerin. Alam mo yan, kasi opposite lang sila ni stable angina. Next is tinatawag nating MI or myocardial infarction. It is the total blockage of the blood vessels, tas magkaroon na ng total damage doon sa certain part of the muscle. Okay? So, if example, ito yung heart mo, you have a blue heart. Kapag na-damage na dito na part, that's MI. And also, ang tawag dito is nagkaroon na ng necrosis. No? Diba ischemia first? Then, kapag may total na at hindi na naagapan, nagkakaroon na ng necrosis or tissue death. Pag sinabing tissue death, alam mo yan, patay na yung certain part of that organ or that muscle. So, ano yung mga symptoms ng myocardial infarction? We have crushing chest pain. Tandaan to guys ha, lumalabas to sa board exam. Pain radiating to the left arm, jaw, and shoulder. Or at the back, pwede din. Diaphoresis, at to ha, left arm, jaw, and shoulder. Pag sumasakit na yung sa may dito, ayan, baka MI na yan. Nausea, dyspnea, and pain not relieved by nitroglycerin. So pareho sila ni unstable angina. CMI. Again, it's stable, unstable, and MI. Okay? Yan yung komplikasyon ng IHD, ischemic heart disease. What causes it? Most commonly, atherosclerosis. Or there is a fat build-up. Or nagkakaroon ng plaque pala. Plaque. Ano yung cause ng plaque? It could be oil, fat, sugar, or a combination of everything. No? Nagkaka-cause ng plaque. PNLE, favorite question. So ano din yung pang-relieve sa chest pain relieved by rest? Stable angina yan. Alam mo yan. Chest pain lasting less than 20 minutes. Ay, greater than pala to, no? This is greater than, this is less than. Greater than 20 minutes and not relieved by nitroglycerin, it's MI. Paano masabing MI siya? Kasi ito, more than 20 minutes. Pero kung wala to, tapos ano lang, not relieved by nitroglycerin, alam mo yan, that is unstable angina. or angina. Okay? So, klaro na tayo guys sa ischemic heart disease. Nang overview lang to guys, alam nyo na to. Okay? So, don't worry. So, diagnostic tests tayo. So, sa ECG, titingnan natin yung ST elevation, no? Yun yung tinatawag na STEMI. Pag sinabing STEMI, it's ST elevation myocardial infarction. Kaya tinatawag siyang STEMI. ST elevation myocardial infarction. Saan galing yung ST na yan, Nurse Westy? Dito sa ECG, yung PQRST. Yan, ganun. Tama ba to? Mali. Pero yung ST na yan, galing yan sa ECG. Diba? Next, pag sinabi naman guys, ST depression pababa, ischemia yan. Pag T-wave inversion, ischemia din. So, tandaan to guys sa mga ECG readings. Baka lumabas to, so alam mo na yung interpretation. Pag depression, that could be ischemia. Pag inversion, ischemia din. T-wave inversion. Pag cardiac biomarkers, lagi din tanong to sa board exam. So, ano ba yung pinaka-accurate sa MI? It's troponin. No? The most specific because it elevates 3 to 6 hours. CKMB detects reinfarction. Ano ba yung meaning ng CKMB? Creatine kinase. CKMB. Ang CKMB, creatine kinase, it's myocardial band. Kasi may iba't ibang klase ng creatine kinase din na test. So, this one, pag CKMB, let's review about that. Actually, naalala ko siya before, nakalimutan ko lang. So, myocardial band. So, alam mo yan, it's specific sa myocardium, sa heart muscle. So, ano yung treatment natin for ischemic heart diseases in general? So, MONA, M-O-N-A. So, morphine, oxygen, nitroglycerin, aspirin. Morphine is for pain. It's an opioid analgesic. Guys, pag sinabing opioid, guys, it can be addictive. Okay? So, make sure na i-monitor natin palagi. And it can cause respiratory depression. Kasi guys, mahilig din sa board exam na tatanungin na naman kayo ang adverse effects ng gamot. 'Di ba? So at least alam mo na. So dapat, anong i-monitor ko dito, Nurse Westy? Siyempre alam mo yan, airway, breathing, circulation, be. Kahit anong test pa yan, it's airway, breathing, circulation talaga. So alam mo na nga, ang morphine pala nakakakos siya ng respiratory depression. So imo-monitor ko na naman yan. Exactly. Oxygen, only if mababa ang oxygen saturation, may mga ganito ng sabi-sabi ngayon. Kasi ang oxygen pwede naman siya daw na hindi talaga ganun, especially pag okay naman na. Pero knowing that your heart lacks blood supply, so technically, it also needs oxygen talaga. Nitroglycerin and aspirin, alam mo yan. Other medications, we have beta blockers, statins, ACE inhibitors, and antiplatelets. Siyempre, ang problema natin is we need to i-remove yung mga plaques doon as much as possible and patutunawin. So, gagamitin natin ng mga statins. Yung kagaya ng mga heparin, warfarin, ganun. Nursing priorities natin, guys, sa taong may ischemic heart disease. Number 1, ABC first. Alam mo yan. Monitor natin for chest pain, ECG, vital signs, and oxygen saturation. So, vital signs, O2, diba? Autosat. No? ECG, alam mo yan. Kasi, di ba, naalala mo yung STEMI, non-STEMI, ganun. So, ST elevation, malalaman mo yung ECG kung may mga nangyayaring mga pagbabago. Teach. What to teach our patients? Siyempre, kapag may ischemic heart disease na, turuan natin sila na to stop smoking, low-fat diet, exercise dapat, and then medication compliance dapat yan. No? So, bakit ine-ex ko to? Dapat check nga to eh. Sorry guys. No? So, ito yung tuturo natin. Dapat low-fat diet lang kayo, sir ha? Check. Dapat, wag kayo mag-smoke. Dapat medication compliance talaga kayo. Do not stop immediately yung mga medications kasi magkakaroon niya ng rebound, tachycardia, mga ganon. So, it's very important to teach our patients that. Alright? So, that is for number 1. Easy to remember tips lang, guys. Pag troponin, it is the best cardiac biomarker. Pag nitroglycerin, it can cause headache and hypotension. So, kailangan natin din i-monitor, and if magreklamo yung pasyente ng ganyan, it's normal or expected. Aspirin is for platelet aggregation, and the morphine decreases preload and anxiety. Okay. So, aspirin decreases platelet aggregation. Pag sinabi guys aggregation, it's pagkukumpul-kumpulan. No? So, syempre, ang problema na nga natin, nagkakaroon na ng clot due to mga plaque build-up, nagkakaroon na ng blockage. So, kailangan pa din ba ng another blockage? No. So, kailangan natin i-decrease yung aggregation. So, makakatulong si aspirin. At also, pwede din siya sa lagnat. Next, we have, number 2 tayo guys, are neoplasms. So, neoplasms means abnormal, uncontrolled cell growth. Or in other cases, neoplasms are for cancer. No? Kasi cancer is uncontrollable growth of abnormal cells. At two sides lang guys, because the cancer cell and the normal healthy cell, ano ba yan, bulot, is actually magkapareho. Yeah, you cannot differentiate both. That's very sad, no? Cancer cells and healthy cells, they look alike. Tandaan mo yan. So there are two types of neoplasms. We have benign and malignant. Pag sinabing benign, it's localized, encapsulated, and does not metastasize. Sa Tagalog, metastasize means kumakalat. So pag benign, hindi siya makalat kasi nandun lang siya, nakaka-encapsulate lang siya. Local lang siya. Pag malignant naman, opposite ni benign. Ito na talaga yung cancer na nag-i-invade na siya ng other tissues at kumakalat na siya. Metastasize. Alright? So frequently asked risk factors. What causes cancer? Smoking, alcohol, radiation, obesity, poor diet, and some viruses. Family history din. Yan. So, tandaan to guys ha, binibilisan ko lang kasi you know these things. Nire-remind ko lang sa'yo. Okay? So, ang common mga viruses guys that causes cancer, we have for cervical cancer, HPV or human papilloma virus, papilloma. Yan. HBV. Ano yan? Hepatitis B virus. EBV or Epstein virus. Certain lymphoma. So, alam mo yan. Tandaan mo lang to so you will not get mali. Warning signs of cancer. It's actually caution us, no? Pero caution lang yung nalagay ko. It's okay. You're gonna remember it naman. C, change in bowel habits, a sore that doesn't heal, unusual bleeding, thickening of lump, indigestion, obvious change in moles, and nagging cough. So, ito yung mga common cancer signs and symptoms na dapat mong i-monitor for neoplasms. What else? Diagnosis natin. Kung tatanungin tayo guys sa diagnosis, ang gold standard talaga is biopsy. Kukunin yung certain part doon or kunin mo doon yung tumor, tapos itetest sa lab, at doon mo makikita na, ay, ito pala yung cancer na to. Ganyan. Biopsy is the gold standard for detecting neoplasms or cancers. Other tests, we have CT scan, MRI, PET scan, and tumor markers. Nakakatulong din yan. Treatments natin for neoplasms or cancers. Surgery, chemotherapy, which utilizes mga gamot, no, yung mga different kinds of drugs, radiotherapy, immunotherapy, hormonal therapy, and targeted therapy. So ano yung mga side effects ng chemotherapy? Palagi itong tinatanong sa board exam, guys. So, bone marrow suppression can lead to neutropenia. Mababa yung mga white blood cell, no? Thrombocytopenia, mababa ang mga platelet, 'di ba? Anemia, mababa ang RBC. Kapag mababa itong tatlo, guys, ang tawag din sa kanila, it's pancyto, kasi pandemic, pangkalahatan, 'di ba? Hair loss, nausea and vomiting, and mucositis, no? Nagkakaroon, especially sa chemotherapy, guys, no? Yung mga, napansin nyo na kumakalbo yung mga tao, ginugupit na lang nila yung hair nila. Kasi nga, chemotherapy drugs makes the hair brittle, weak, at minsan hindi tumutubo. So, kaya kinakat na lang. Vomiting and mucositis. Kasi nga, chemotherapy drugs attack not only the cancer cells, but also the healthy cells. Kasi nga, you cannot detect kung alin dito yung cancer. So, kukunin na lang ng chemotherapy. It's very harsh, guys. Pero that's just the way it is. No? Priorities. So, ano yung priorities natin kapag may cancer or nagki-chemotherapy or immuno ang isang tao? Ano pa yan? HIV, chemo, may cancer, ano pa? Yun yung mga may HEPA, ganun, di ba? So, to prevent infection, monitor natin yung CBC, mga bleeding precautions. Why? Because mababa ang mga platelets, no? Thrombocytopenia. Tandaan mo lang to guys, yung mga simptomas. Tandaan mo lang kung ano yung mga mababa na mga normal values or mga blood cells kasi malalaman mo, ay, ito yung problem niya, Nurse Westy. Nutrition support, pain control, and psychological support. Next. Oops. Baka tayo napunta dito. Yan. Must knows natin for neoplasms. Biopsy confirms cancer. Kung neutropenic ang patient, it means immunosuppressed siya. So, kailangan niyang protektahan from mga virus. So, ilalagay siya sa reverse isolation. No? So, bawal ang fresh flowers, bawal ang raw food, private room lang kung kailangan, and avoid visitors na may sickness. Kasi makakahawa sila sa pasyente na to. Tandaan yan ha. Especially for HIV/AIDS clients, cancer, chemotherapy clients, they are prone guys na magkasakit. So dapat protektahan natin sila from others, from the things na may sakit. Remember that. Our third topic, cerebrovascular disease or stroke or cerebrovascular accident, CVA. Stroke occurs when the blood supply to the brain is interrupted. Okay, there is blockage na naman, kagaya ni yung sa ischemic heart disease. But this time, sa brain. There is a blockage to the part of the brain. And delikado yan, guys. We have the two types of stroke. We have the ischemic and the hemorrhagic. Pag ischemia, alam mo yan, there is blockage in the artery and it's very common pala to sa ischemic eh. Pag hemorrhagic naman guys, there is bleeding na causes by hypertension. Hemorrhagic ischemic strokes. So ano yung risk factors na nagkakaroon ng stroke ang isang tao? Number 1, mataas yung kanyang BP, hypertensive, may diabetes, smoker, may atrial fibrillation, mataas ang lipid, obese, and minsan matatanda, older age. Symptoms, fast. Tandaan to guys sa FAST, facial drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty, and time to call the emergency services. No? Kapag maririnig mo na yung tao mo na hindi na nakakapagsalita, baka na-stroke na siya. So fast is a stroke pneumonic. So, nagdo-drop yung isang face, hindi na magalaw ang one side of the body or katawan, may speech difficulty na hala baka na stroke na yan. So, time to call the emergency services. Next, diagnostic natin for CVA or stroke. CT scan is the first. This is the first one. CT scan is the first diagnostic test. Pero, ang pinaka-sensitive guys sa stroke is MRI. This is parang MRI, sabihin na natin, is the gold standard. No? Pero ang the first diagnostics, it's CT scan. It is because it is very accessible and mabilis siya mag-rule out kung may hemorrhagic, kung may hemorrhage or may bleeding. So, maganda si CT scan for that. Kasi mabilis siya and also it's easily accessible sa mga hospitals. Pero pag MRI naman is the gold standards kasi na-detect pati yung ischemic stroke. Remember that. Treatment natin. For ischemic stroke, guys, we have TPA or Alteplase. And then, for hemorrhagic naman, i-control natin yung BP, possible surgery, and avoid natin daw yung anticoagulants. No? So, ischemic stroke, TP, Alteplase. Diba, sa ischemia, there is blockage. So, ang Alteplase, pampatunaw yan ng mga blocks, diba? Ng mga blockages. It melts the blockages sa ischemic stroke. Pag hemorrhagic naman, more on cause siya ng hypertension or too much pressure. So, i-control natin yung BP and probable na may surgery. So, ano yung priorities natin kapag may CVA? Maintain airway, neurologic assessment, and make sure na meron swallowing assessment before papakainin. So, aspiration precautions, reposition every 2 hours, and early rehabilitation. So, very big din to guys sa swallowing guys ha, kasi diba, may facial drooping, minsan may difficulty of speaking pa. So, may difficulty of eating din yan. So, kailangan natin na i-avoid yung baka mabulunan at mamatay. Okay? So, yun yung pinaka number 1 problem talaga, yung swallowing because it can impair airway din. So, mga PNLE pearls or must remember natin for CVA. So, never give food until swallowing is evaluated. Alam mo yan. CTs first before thrombolytics. CT scan first. Pag left brain, may language problem. Kapag right-sided weakness. Okay, kung ito yung brain, this is left, this is right. So, may language problem. Ayan, alam mo yan. Tas right-sided weakness. Tandaan yan guys. Pag left side of the brain pala guys ang affected, right side of the body is being affected. If the right side of the brain is attacked, the left side of the body is being affected. So, magkaiba sila. Separate sila. Pag right brain naman, spatial deficits and left-sided weakness. Just remember that. Right side of the brain controls the left side of the body. Vice versa. Pang-apat, pneumonia. I have a video here and watch mo na lang yung buo guys, pero i-remind na kita ngayon kasi gusto ko lang. Pneumonia is the infection of the lung, parenchyma, causing inflammation, filling with fluid or pus. So there is infection, pneumonia. So common causes of pneumonia, we have Streptococcus pneumoniae, viruses, aspiration, and hospital-acquired organisms. So pwede natin nakalunok ka dyan ng mantika, tubig, gasolina, mga ganyan-ganyan. Viruses and Streptococcus pneumoniae talaga is number 1. Kasi sa pangalan niya pa lang, pneumonia. So symptoms, we have fever, productive cough, dyspnea, crackles, hypoxia, and tachypnea. Crackles, kasi siguro may mga mucus na or may mga fluids. Diba? So diagnostic test natin for pneumonia is chest x-ray para makita natin yung mga infiltrates, sputum culture, CBC, pulse oximetry, and i-check natin ang ABG guys kapag severe na yung pneumonia. Okay? Next, treatment natin. Antibiotics, oxygen, hydration, antipyretics, and bronchodilators. When indicated. Kung kailangan. Next, nursing priorities natin for pneumonia. We have semifoulers, syempre kailangan niya na pag ganun, para yung lungs ng patient may expand, no? To expand the lungs. Encourage coughing, deep breathing, incentive spirometer, hydration, and monitor oxygen saturation. So, we need to have a specific video for this. Ang incentive spirometer, guys, baka itanong kayo nila sa board exam. Pero heads up na lang, you have to study this. Okay? You have to study the mechanism of incentive spirometry. So, PNLA pearls. Crackles signifies na may fluid sa lungs. There is rust-colored sputum. Guys, lumabas na sa board exam ko. So, ang medyo mapula na plema is more on siya sa or rusty. Anong rusty? Medyo brown. That's me. Rusty-colored sputum is known for pneumonia. Ang TB naman, yun yung gusto kong malaman nyo. Classically associated with pneumococcal pneumonia and encourage early ambulation. Okay? Remember these things, guys. Now, for our 5th and final topic for today, diabetes mellitus. I have a specific video about this, I think. Chronic hyperglycemia, masyadong mataas ang sugar for a long period of time, especially sa blood. No? Hyperglycemia, there is mataas na sugar sa blood, resulting from defects on insulin secretion and insulin action. So there are 2 types of DM. We all know it's type 1 and type 2. Pag type 1, walang insulin kasi sira. For some reason, nung pinanganak sila, sira yung islets of Langerhans or wala talaga silang insulin at all. Then, type 2 naman is more on insulin resistance. Just a quick review, guys. This is the cell and this is your insulin. Kapag may sugar, ano ang gagawin ng insulin? Hey, sugar, come inside here. That's the function of your insulin. So, nagde-deliver siya. So, what if mayroong insulin resistance? Nag-bounce back. Boosh. What? Bakit hindi ako papasok? Bakit hindi na pumapasok si sugar? Why? There is resistance. At ito yung problema sa type 2. Most common daw siya, guys, sa mga gestational diabetes mellitus. Yeah, pwede din siya. It happens. Gestational diabetes. And occurs during pregnancy. Pero, ang number 1 talaga, guys, ng cause ng insulin resistance is kung palagi kang kumakain. As in, like, all the time at hindi mo na nakokontrol yung sarili mo for a long period of time. Yung parang lagi kang gumagamit ng insulin. Kaya this is very common, guys, sa mga taong may obesity, no? Kasi hindi sila tumitigil kumain na yung body nila is always producing insulin. Kaya maganda din, guys, yung bigyan natin ng break yung body natin. So classic symptoms, alam mo yan, 3 Ps. We have polyuria, ihi, no? Madaming ihi, polydipsia, madaming nauuhaw ka, 'di ba? Lagi kang nauuhaw, and polyphagia, nagugutom. Plus weight loss, blurred vision, and fatigue in the long run. Polyuria, polydipsia, and polyphagia. Diagnostic test natin. So, ang HbA1c, ang hemoglobin B ba to? Hemoglobin A1c, this is like, nadidetect niya, guys, yung amount of blood sugar mo 3 months ago. So, mas maganda siya na diagnostic test. Random blood sugar, OGTT, okay din, and fasting blood sugar. Major complications. Guys, I just randomly remember this. Baka lumabas to guys kung paano siya i-perform yung oral glucose tolerance test. So baka kailangan nyo tong aralin. Ang oral glucose tolerance test. Major complications. Number 1, acute hypoglycemia. Pag acute, there is hypoglycemia. Kasi tandaan, sa diabetes, you could be hypoglycemic or hyper. So, walang control yan. No? Diabetic ketoacidosis and hyperosmolar hyperglycemic state. HHS. Pero in the long run guys, kapag sobrang chronic na yung diabetes mo, it can lead to nephropathy or pagkapatay ng mga nerves, neuropathy, ganun din, retinopathy, yung sa mata, peripheral arterial disease, yung sa mga arteries or mga blood vessels, coronary heart disease, and then stroke. Yan yung major complication ng diabetes. Next, hypoglycemia. So, paano natin malalaman if nagkakaroon ng hypoglycemia yung diabetic patient? Number 1 is cold siya, and then clammy, and then confused, and then shaky. Yan. Cold, clammy, confused, shaky. So, yun, nanghihina, clammy, confused, shaky. So, treatment natin is 15 grams of fast-acting carbohydrates. So, ang pinaka-common to sa board exam is orange juice. It's orange juice. And i-recheck natin for 15 minutes. Pag hyperglycemia naman guys, so opposite sila ni hypo. So warm, dry skin, laging naiihi, laging polydip siya, or lagi siyang nauuhaw, and then blurry yung vision. Kasi naapektuhan na yung mata. Nagkakaroon na ng retinopathy. So, ano yung mga nursing priorities natin? So, we have to monitor glucose for the foot care. So, turuan natin sila guys na always cover your feet. Baka kasi kapag nasugatan, hindi na gumagaling. Medication, exercise, healthy diet, and monitor natin for complications. Then, PNL-IPERS. Type 1, kailangan ng insulin. Yes. Type 2 is lifestyle plus medications. Remember to rotate insulin injection sites. Kasi kapag pala sa isang site lang guys, nagkakaroon ng lipodystrophy, no? Or pagkamatay ng fat area doon. Kasi nga, kung kapag doon ka lang nagtuturok, so dapat kung ito yung belly mo guys, you can turok here, next dito naman, tapos balik dito, tapos balik naman dito, tapos other. So parang hindi lang in one area forever. So kailangan i-rotate siya. Kasi if ganon, if dito lang sa side na to, nagkakaroon ng lipodystrophy. Never massage the insulin, never massage. And then check the blood sugar before insulin administration. Kasi baka nga mababa na yung sugar, tapos bibigyan mo pa ulit ng insulin, sus, bababa ulit. Okay? Bababa siya.